You know that we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
We criticize, we stop ourselves. The enemy is just, that's another story. But we are our worst enemy. So I believe if you really want to impact the youth and make a difference, invest in them, feed them, like Pastor Owen said. Feed them spiritually. Asia fed me with the truth. She showed me Bible verses. She told me she believed in me and she impacted my life. Ever since then, I became a new man. My faith increased, and ever since then, God has just been using me and opening doors. So I believe if you really want to make a difference and feed people, be generous, give to them. Like you say, give without credit. Just do good, and the main thing, love, and just use that as an example. Because ever since she fed me, my life changed. And
I said I was not going to cry today, but, Christian, I'm going to meet you later. He was not supposed to do that, but you reap what you sow, because I did that to Pastor Owens, and now I got it. If we can just join me in thanking our panel for sharing their knowledge, their expertise, their wisdom, and their leadership. We have great men in our city, and we can just thank them so much for leading by example. And now we're going to transition into getting to work. This is where we hear from you. We have moderators assigned to each group. And I'm going to welcome Aubrey Rosa to just give us some instructions on the next phase. And thank you so much. And as Dr. Rowe makes his way, he is Compton, born and bred, a USC graduate, PhD, and a fellow provided by Operation Hope, who is in the house working with our office to head this initiative up.
Hello, great to be here. Let's see, is it working now? Test one. Okay, I won't hold you to time. I agree with the young man that we're in the presence of a lot of champions here with a wealth of knowledge, and we want to do our best to kind of collect information to start this challenge, the My Brother's Keeper Challenge. And I'll do a brief presentation, about 5 minutes, just to give us a visual of what we want to focus on. This initiative is basically us coming together, creating a partnership to build a roadmap. As one of the gentlemen said, that some of the youth want to do good, they just don't know how. They don't know the resources, they don't know where to go, there's no general plan to do it. So we're coming together to accept this My Brother's Keeper initiative here in the city of Compton, which is attached to a broader agenda of economic growth and expanding youth. To reach our goals, we'll have about 4 steps in this initiative. Step 1, we accepted the challenge, and the purpose is to ensure that all young people in our community are positioned to succeed. So we have multifaceted problems here, but we want to focus on just to kind of bite off what we can chew. Mayor Asia Brown selected those 3 goals that our young men and young boys and men of color will read at grade level by 3rd grade, improve access to jobs and valuable experience, and reducing violence and providing a second chance. So this is why we're here, to start building relationships, to figure out how we can meet these goals. Step 2, today we are convening to kind of think about how we're going to assess the needs and the resources within our community to determine priorities and set concrete goals. That's not something that we can do this one day, but we can definitely establish working relationships and take the commitment together to make sure that we reach these goals. Step 3, after the local action summit, we're creating what's called a community ecosystem, one that's comprised of various stakeholders that we're going to put together and think about how we're going to affect this change. We're going to review existing local policies, programs, and practices that we're currently doing in the city of Compton so that we can track and see how we fare in terms of increasing safety, creating jobs, and reducing that pipeline that we see today. And basically, we want to do what works, adopt policies and programs that work in our community. Step 4, within 180 days from today, with the help of the partnerships, with a policy review, we're going to create a blueprint, basically a roadmap to help our youth to streamline resources, to make sure that we affect those end goals. I created a packet that's on the tables, and basically we all know that we live in an evidence-based world, so we want to track some of the indicators just to give us an idea of things that we can think about. These are recommendations from my brother's keeper in terms of indicators to measure our outcomes. We look at education, just for example, we can see how our communities are doing in terms of reading achievement, school attendance. We go down to safety. We want to start tracking information, which we already have, but build on expanding databases, understand the homicide rate, exposure to violence, and then in terms of workforce development, we want to start looking at labor force participation rates, median youth earnings. So really looking at how our programs are affecting these changes. What are we doing? And understand the baseline information, where we started from, and how we are going in terms of meeting our end goals. And once again, just to conclude, those end goals are reading at 3rd grade level, improving access to jobs and valuable work experience, and reducing violence and providing a second chance. So basically that's why we're here today. We're going to start a brief workshop, but we want to create this blueprint to make sure that we make an impact on our youth and create a path for them to make it. So thank you.